Hello everybody and a pleasant good afternoon, evening, or wherever you may be listening to this. I'm Ben Charles and this is another Rasslin and Logic Extra. We're going to review Ring of Honor Final Battle 2022 from December 10th, 2022. We were live tonight at the College Park Center at the University of Texas at Arlington, in Arlington Park, Texas. And this was a very good show, and I have a lot to say about this show, and specifically. And as I said back in the roundup, I'm going to briefly mention what happened on SmackDown. So I'm going to do it right now. We're not going to waste any time. Excuse me. I need to clear my throat. Excuse me. Anyway, what happened on SmackDown was the Usos defended the tag team titles against the Brawling Brutes. They won. The Usos won with the 1D. I'm not going to review SmackDown because, as I said, I'm not going to review SmackDown. I'm just going to mention what's going on. Kurt Angle celebrated his birthday in Pittsburgh, of all places. We were live in Pittsburgh for SmackDown. And that was that. LA Knight and Bray Wyatt are still fucking around with each other. LA Knight says he's tired of Bray Wyatt. And Uncle Howdy tells Bray Wyatt that the door is closing. Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro versus the Viking Raiders. It was a no contest match, went 2 minutes. Intercontinental Championship contract signing, Ricochet and Gunther will fight next week on SmackDown, to which I will not review that show at all, because simply put, there's no point. Anyway, New Day and Ricochet beat Imperium, and Liv Morgan and Tegan Nox beat Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey in a match, and Kurt Angle celebrated his birthday. That was SmackDown, all within a matter of 1 minute. There you go. Ring of Honor Final Battle 2022. First of all, I'm not going to go through the rest of the 0-hour pre-show, but this was a very interesting pre-show. I did watch the pre-show, by the way, so I'm going to mention this. I'm going to go through every match on the pre-show very briefly. Mascarita Dorada, who was the former Grand Metalik in WWE, he battled the United Empire's Jeff Cobb from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Jeff Cobb, by the way, making his return to Ring of Honor ever since Jeff Cobb was... When was this? Was it 2015 or 2014 when Jeff Cobb was last in Ring of Honor? I'm not too sure. But anyway, Jeff Cobb and Mascarita Dorada had a very solid opening match. Match went 10 minutes. Jeff Cobb won with the Tour of the Islands, that twirling, twisting power slam, but with much more impact. I have always loved Jeff Cobb's finisher. It's the most simplest goddamn move, but when he does it, it is unbelievably, oh my goodness, it is nasty. Forget about it. Especially on a smaller guy like the former Grand Metalik. Man, I'm all for it. Jeff Cobb, if Jeff Cobb is not world champion, bro, I will be shocked. I don't care in any promotion. If Jeff Cobb is not a champion in any promotion by next year, I will be shocked. I will be fucking pissed off. That is ridiculous. Push Jeff Cobb. Thank you. Jeff Cobb won in 10 minutes against Mascarita Dorada, which is the former Grand Metalik, as I mentioned earlier. Oh boy. Cool Hand Angelo Parker and Matt Menard, who are still fucking employed. By the way, Angelo Parker and Matt Menard appeared 3 times on this show. 3 times on this show. Get off my fucking TV! Both of them! Fucking ridiculous. Angelo Parker and Matt Menard versus the Shinobi Shadow Squad, which is Cheeseburger and another guy, I forgot his name. No one cared about this match. This match went 8 minutes. Matt Menard and Angelo Parker won. No one cared. Willow Nightingale versus Trish Adora, the Jamaican princess, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, Willow Nightingale was on the pre-show, which is a fucking shame. Willow Nightingale needs a spotlight. That is not AEW, please. Anyway, Willow Nightingale versus Trish Adora. This match was fine. Solid match. Willow won with the Willow Bomb in 9 minutes. Solid match. I'm not giving a rating for these pre-show matches, by the way, because simply put, they're not on the main show. The Kingdom, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven with Maria Kanellis versus Top Flight, Darius and Dante Martin. Great match. If you guys ever watched the pre-show for Final Battle, you need to watch Ring of Honor Final Battle, the pre-show, for this last match alone. The Kingdom and Top Flight Man, they had a fucking great match. Oh my god. Fantastic. Good tag team match. Top flight, high flying everywhere, doing all this, as Kaba would say, young bucks gymnastics, but that's okay, because sometimes it's not all about technical skills and all this other stuff. But anyway, Top Flight and the Kingdom had a great match. Best match on the entire pre-show by leaps and bounds. Top Flight won with the powerbomb. Darius Martin had Mike Bennett in a powerbomb. Darius Martin did. He had him in a powerbomb. Dante Martin goes on the apron. He jumps onto the ropes. Goes onto the other rope. He hits a springboard triple jump. Shiranui to Mike Bennett, which was a fucking beautiful move. I've never seen that ever. That was the most creative thing I've ever seen. And they won. Top Flight won. They beat the Kingdom. And I'm not gonna lie to all of you. Top Flight in Ring of Honor, sign me the fuck up. Put these guys in the Ring of Honor Tag Team Division expeditiously. Have them fight the Briscoes, please. Not now, but down the line. Jesus Christ. When Ring of Honor get a fucking TV deal, put them against the Briscoes down the line for the tag team titles. And have them feud with the Kingdom. Thank you. Alright, main show. Ring of Honor Final Battle. First match. Rush, as a part of Los Fashion Ingolable, accompanied with Preston Vance, who 2 weeks ago took off his mask. And he's maskless now. He's officially heel. And he exposed himself to -1, which was probably one of the more interesting heel turns. But I'm not behind Preston Vance, because Preston Vance did not need to take off his mask. Just, he turned heel on the Dark Order 2 or 3 weeks ago. No one cared about the heel turn anyway, because the Dark Order wasn't doing fucking nothing. Rush and Dragalisto, his brother, making his Ring of Honor debut against the young upstarts AR Fox, the veteran, and Blake Christian. This was a solid match. I'm not really finna go through the rest of this match, but all you need to know is that Dragalisto and Blake Christian start off. Christian with arm drags, then a head scissors by Christian, but countered by Dragalisto, then he has a forearm. Tag to AR Fox and Rush, they go back and forth with chops, forearms, Rush with more chops, and a discus forearm, which I thought was nasty, by the way. And that was good. AR Fox with Enziguri, tagged Blake Christian, and he runs into a forearm. Rush then goes to every corner of the barricade, and he takes out Christian in every corner of the barricade, which I thought was a very interesting spot. Oh, by the way, Ring of Honor has a 20 count on the outside. For those of you who are not aware of the Ring of Honor rules, Ring of Honor has a 20 count on the outside. Good. Unfortunately, none of that mattered because every near count on spot, it was pretty much, they got back in the ring under 10. Y'all do realize y'all got 10 more seconds to get back in the ring, right? I don't get it. You'll understand what I'm talking about, guys. Rush chokes out Christian with a green cord when the referee's distracted by Preston Vance and fucking Dragalisto. Dragalisto with a nasty chop, Rush with a nasty boot to the face. Rush and Dragalisto pose and show off. Which, okay, fine. Christian with an exploder suplex. AR Fox with kicks and a sling blade. Rush with a chop. AR Fox with a 2-for-1. Takes out both guys. Springboard dropkick to Rush. AR Fox takes out both Rush and Dragalisto. Senton to Rush on the outside. Oh, AR Fox used tope suicidas on Rush and Dragalisto. Senton to Rush on the outside. A swanton to Dragalisto in the ring for a 2 count. Fox goes for a Spanish fly, but caught by Rush. Christian runs right at Rush. He gets caught as well with a forearm. Dragalisto with a shooting star press onto everybody, which was fucking awesome, by the way. Christian with a 450 splash to Dragalisto. And then Fox hits a after a couple minutes, Fox hits a springboard flatliner, which I thought was nice. Blake Christian with a front flip DDT. And Dragalisto landed on the top of his fucking skull, by the way. And then AR Fox hits a 450 splash. And this fucking referee, Stephon Smith. Oh my god, don't get me started on this motherfucker. First of all, Stephon Smith, you gotta get the hell off my television. You fucked up on this goddamn finish of this match. Referee went 1, 2, 3. And he kicked out before 2.5. Dragalisto kicked out at 2 9/10 of a second. Stephon Smith still counted the fucking 3. Stephon Smith fucked up the goddamn finish. AR Fox and Blake Christian won, but that didn't even matter because Roosh and Dragolisto beat the shit out of him after the match. And they hogtied AR Fox on the outside. Okay. First of all, this was a solid match until the goddamn finish of the match. I'll give Rasslin 6, Logic a 3. I like this match, but the finish fucked it up. Fucking Stephon Smith was fucking terrible tonight. This man was in 5 matches tonight, Stephon Smith. 5. Him, Paul Turner was in 3 matches. Mike Posey was a referee in the dog collar match, which we will get to, by the way. And, yeah, there was only, 3 referees for this show? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Ring of Honor stuff. I don't know. Mercedes Martinez versus Athena for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. Athena coming into this match with a nice reaction. By the way, Athena, for those of you who do not know, Athena was, she's a Dallas chick. We were live in Arlington, Texas tonight. So, she is a Dallas chick. She comes out in her hometown. Athena has been showing a lot of mean tendencies, a lot of heel tendencies. And I won't be surprised if Athena turns heel very soon. She needs a heel turn expeditiously. But they both make their entrances. Mercedes Martinez, by the way, when she came out, Mercedes Martinez came out with no fucking reaction. None. No reaction for the women's champion. Arlington, Texas. I don't know what the hell was wrong with y'all when Mercedes Martinez came out. It's like y'all froze and got suspended in time. Wake the hell up. Mercedes Martinez has been wrestling for the last 15 years. Wake up, y'all. This was a good match, though. Mercedes Martinez did everything. They begin with the Code of Honor. For those of you who do not know what the Code of Honor is, the Code of Honor is a handshake that is enforced before the match and after the match. There you go. We begin with a chop by Martinez, a forearms, and some stomps in the corner. Martinez with another chop and more forearms. Athena comes back with a forearm. Another chop, and both women go back and forth with forearms. Athena with an eye poke and a nasty right hook, which I thought was awesome. Athena kicks Martinez down to the ground. Ian Riccaboni and Caprice Coleman was your commentators for the night. They were fucking fantastic on commentary. You gotta give these guys credit. Ian Riccaboni may be one of the top 3 best commentators in wrestling. He may be top 3 or top 2. He's awesome, bro. I cannot complain about Ian Riccaboni whatsoever. And if Ian Riccaboni, if only Ian Riccaboni can replace Michael Cole, I feel like Ian Riccaboni will be fit like a glove in WWE. He would fit like a glove. Michael Cole is sometimes fucking insufferable on commentary. Especially all the puns that he made on Friday, which I'm not going to refer to. Ian Riccaboni brings up that Athena was in Ring of Honor in 2013, by the way, which I actually did not know that. That was a very interesting stat. So I need to find Athena's matches in Ring of Honor. Cool. Martinez with a spine buster for a 2 count. Martinez then locks in the Regal Stretch. The Regal Stretch, of course, why not? Because William Regal is not Ring of Honor material. Good. But Athena fights out. Athena then hits a Meteora. She goes up top, but Martinez catches her and hits her with forearms to boos from the crowd. Martinez goes for the Spider German suplex off the top rope, but Athena fights out into a powerbomb, which was cool. Athena with a gourd buster and then a super kick for a 2 count. Ian Riccaboni again with a shout out to gentleman Chris Adams, who used to wrestle in Dallas and also used to wrestle in WCW as well. Why is gentleman Chris Adams being mentioned on Ring of Honor? I don't know. And don't ask me. Athena with a forearm by Mercedes Martinez. Athena ran into a forearm by her. Half and half suplex by Martinez, then an exploder. Martinez with a nasty brainbuster, which did not look good. That was a 2 count. Martinez gets a reverse cloverleaf. Athena fights out of the cloverleaf. Back suplex to Martinez onto the apron, which was nice. Athena sends Martinez into the barricade. She went for a drop kick, but she crashes and burns into the barricade. Martinez with a nasty neck breaker on the outside. A twisted neck breaker. We didn't even see it because the fucking camera cut for that spot was fucking terrible. Martinez gets booed. Athena then gets back in the ring in the count of 10. Crowd is super behind Athena. But Athena rolls her up, 2 count. Martinez with a clothesline, and then 4 straight clotheslines in a row. Martinez tries for the Brad City Dragon Sleeper, but Athena bites her hand. Athena with a face breaker, but Martinez gets to the ropes. A rope break off an Athena submission move. Oh, Athena went for a cover, but Martinez gets to the ropes. Sorry about that. Athena rips off the turnbuckle in front of the referee, not a DQ. Pop-up spinebuster by Martinez, 2 count. Athena then grabbed the referee, not a DQ. Yes, she grabbed Mike Posey by his shirt, not a fucking disqualification. Because you cannot touch a fucking referee in wrestling. The crowd was chanting, by the way, kick his ass. Arlington, Texas was chanting, kick his ass to Mike Posey, to Athena. That was awesome, by the way. Anyway, Athena hits a drop kick into the exposed turnbuckle, and the back of Mercedes Martinez's head on the exposed turnbuckle was, oh man, that was nasty. Oh man, I hope she's alright, but Mercedes Martinez just got taken out with the drop kick by Athena. Athena then hits the O-face for the 3 count, and Athena is your new Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. I thought this match was fine. The crowd was a bit slow. This match was a bit slow, in my honest opinion. I feel like they could have ramped it up in certain parts of the match, but you know what? It's a women's title match. It's a big show. They already got excuse me. They already got 3 other big matches on the show. So I really cannot complain. I'll give these women credit. Athena wins the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. I hope she turns heel. Please. But anyway, I'll give Rasslin, I'll give it a 6. And Logic, I'll give it a 5. Now, there was not a lot of logic heading into this match. There wasn't really any psychology working on the limbs or whatever. But you know what? Athena deserved the win, and she got the win. Good. She wasn't going to lose in her hometown. Come on now. Give me a break. Next match. Shane Taylor Promotions. Shane Taylor and JD Griffin making his Ring of Honor debut. There was a lot of debuts on this show. JD Griffin and Shane Taylor versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Emrick Abani is the first to point out that Shane Taylor and Keith Lee were called the Pretty Boy Killers in Ring of Honor. And they were this ginormous tag team. I'm not saying they're big, but they were a popular tag team in Ring of Honor. And then they were supposed to fight for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles on the 15th anniversary of Ring of Honor back in 2017. But Keith Lee left Ring of Honor, and Keith Lee went to WWE. So, yeah, that's that. So Shane Taylor and Keith Lee have some bad blood. And speaking of bad blood, Swerve Strickland comes out first. Keith Lee comes out next. And Keith Lee asked for a fist bump, but Swerve Strickland simply walks past him. Because simply put, Swerve Strickland is not playing around. Swerve, by the way, is killing it as a heel. A callous human being. This is a way darker side of Swerve Strickland that I am really beginning to like a lot. It's simple. It's very simple. And when Keith Lee and Swerve face off, it's going to be a big time match. Big time show. So, look out for that. Anyway, Shane Taylor and JD Griffey versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Swerve in our glory. Code of Honor, by the way, does not happen. By the way, the Code of Honor, you reject the Code of Honor, and you can, disrespect the other guy, and vice versa, for the Code of Honor. JD Griffey, he was on AEW Dark and all this other stuff, and JD Griffey makes a big time impression on everybody. JD Griffey, I thought, looked very good in this match, and he did everything. We begin with chain wrestling, but JD Griffey goes with a rear naked choke off the judo flip. Swerve gets to the ropes. Lee then tags in. The crowd chants basking in his glory. Lee tries for the jab. Griffey then tries for a kick, but he's thrown back. Crowd chants for Shane Taylor. Shane tags in. Keith Lee and Shane Taylor. The moment is building towards this moment. For 5 years, Shane Taylor has been waiting to get his hands on Keith Lee. But then Swerve Strickland tags in, and Swerve takes it to Shane Taylor. He has a head scissors, uppercut in the corner, elbow to the back of the head off the top rope. But Shane comes back with a clothesline for a 2 count. Shane Taylor with a leg drop to Swerve on the apron, another near fall. The crowd is relatively quiet for this match, but they won't be near the end. Swerve flips out of a suplex, and then Swerve super kicks JD Griffey on the outside. And then Swerve tags in Keith Lee, Shane Taylor tagged in by JD Griffey, and now, here we go. This moment. We have all been waiting for this moment, and finally it happens. Keith Lee and Shane Taylor slug it out, middle of the rings, forearms galore in this sequence. Lee back with a forearm, Taylor with a crossbody, but Keith catches him in midair. Shane Taylor is 330 pounds. Keith Lee just grabbed this man like he was a damn cruiserweight, but he did not lift him up. Taylor then comes back with another forearm. Taylor goes for a lariat, but Taylor gets sent outside by Swerve. Keith Lee goes for a powerbomb. Swerve misses the stop. JD Griffey slides down. Swerve hits Griffey while Keith Lee holding him. And Lee then gets sent on the outside by JD Griffey with the Hurricane Rana. Griffey goes for a dive. Keith Lee catches him, but this is the most interesting part. JD Griffey says to Keith Lee, and I quote, Don't you dare do it. Your mom is going to kill me. Your mom is going to kill you. What does he mean by that? I think he means that JD Griffey's mom and Keith Lee's mom are almost best friends. You know, they're cool. You know, they just... apparently JD Griffey does not want Keith Lee to hurt him too much. I guess, you know, family thing. Fine, that's cool. But then Swerve kicks him in the back of the head anyway. Swerve then gets hit with a stunner by Shane Taylor for a 2 count. Griffey then hits a triangle choke on Swerve, but then Keith Lee comes out of nowhere, middle rope, motherfucking moonsault by Keith Lee to JD Griffey. Jesus Christ, that was awesome. That was a good spot. They both teams stand up, they brawl. Double team moves by both Swerve and Keith Lee. But Lee then accidentally hits Swerve Strickland with a forearm. Swerve Strickland sold it beautifully, and he got knocked the hell out. Taylor moved out the way. Shane Taylor hits Welcome to the Land, which is a sit-out gutbuster on Keith Lee, but Keith Lee kicks out at 2. Swerve walks out on Lee to the surprise of absolutely nobody. The crowd boos like fucking crazy for Swerve Strickland, by the way. 2-on-1. Griffey goes for a kick, but he hits Shane Taylor in the back of the head. Keith Lee then hits the Big Bang Catastrophe. I don't think... Hold on. For those of you who are wondering, what the hell is the Big Bang Catastrophe? Keith Lee does a fireman's carry slam into a body press. That's what he does. I don't even think that even has a name yet. Because Ian Riccaboni did not announce the name of the move. I still call it the Big Bang Catastrophe. And he gets the win, 1-2-3. Good match. Keith Lee overcomes the odds. And Swerve in Our Glory is no more. Thank God. Moving on. Actually, I'm kidding. Rasslin, I'll give it a 6.5. JD Griffey and Shane Taylor. These guys need more spotlight. And Shane Taylor Promotions needs spotlight. Put these guys on TNT and leave it at that. They will be over as fuck. Shane Taylor's a bad dude, man. Watch out for Shane Taylor, bro. In 2023. Watch out for him. Dude is a beast. Rasslin, 6.5. I'll give Logic a 6 in this match. I thought this match was fine, but the big story was Swerve Strickland walking away on Keith Lee. Next match for the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team titles, Dalton Castle and the Boys versus the Embassy of the Machine Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony, which is Toa and Khan of the Gates of Agony with Prince Nana from the Embassy. Brian Cage, by the way, came out in a Raph from WCW inspired outfit, which I thought was a very nice throwback. Brian Cage, for those of you who do not know who Raph was Chris Kanyon in WCW. And Chris Kanyon died in 2004, if I'm not mistaken. May he rest in peace. Dalton Castle and the Boys make their glamorous, glorious entrance, whatever the fuck you want to call it. There you go. Dalton Castle against Khan to start the match. By the way, referee Paul Turner, who refereed 4 matches tonight, including the main event. Paul Turner, get off my television. Castle gets hyped with the Boys. Castle with a shoulder block, tag to Brian Cage, and then the tag to the Boys. Brandon and Brent Tate, by the way. They hit double team moves. Toa hit double shoulder tackles on both of them. Gates of Agony hit double suplexes on the outside. Khan with a nice Uranagi backbreaker, which was nice. Brian Cage back in the ring. He does a Buff Bagwell impression. He goes the the flexing of the muscles thing. He goes, look at my muscles. Give me a fucking break. Brian Cage, stop doing that fucking flexing. Jesus Christ. He tags in Khan and he hits a shooting star press for a 2 count. Khan with a backbreaker onto the turnbuckle, which was nice. Toa with an awesome senton to Brent tape. Cage with a beautiful apron superplex. Brent hits a beautiful DDT to Toa. He tags in Castle. He takes out everyone. He suplexes fucking everyone, by the way, which was great. Toa goes for a Samoan drop, but then Dalton Castle with a deadlift German suplex, and by the way, Toa is 350 plus tax. I'm not making this up. And that was and Dalton Castle's like 240, 245. That is a lot of power. The boys get launched into the 2 men on the outside, into Brian Cage and Khan. Knee lift by Dalton Castle on Brian Cage for a 2 count. Who is the legal man is Brian Cage. Cage hits a knee on his own. Brandon hits a jawbreaker. Toa hits a double Samoan drop to both boys, which was awesome. Stack cover led to a 2 count. Tag to Khan, who has a boot. Brian Cage tags in. Brent tags in. He avoids 2 men. Toa and Brian Cage take each other out, but Khan hits him with an Alabama slam. Castle hits a slam. Cage with a discus lariat, and he hits the drill crawl on Brent, but Castle comes back with a bulldog. He then grabs Prince Nana on the outside, which was the dumbest fucking thing Dalton Castle did in this match. And it cost him big time because Brian Cage beat him 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring, clean. Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony, the Embassy, finally win the 6-man tag team titles. Thank God Brian Cage has a fucking championship. Thank you. That's exactly what we needed. And I've been asking for this for weeks now, that Brian Cage needs a championship. He finally gets it here on this pay-per-view. Thank God. Tony Khan, that was the best thing you've done all night. Thank you. I'll give Rasslin a 6 and Logic a 5. Good match. Top Flight promo. Before they even say anything, Matt Menard and Angelo Park come on. They brawl and Top Flight beat the shit out of them for a bit. Dante hits a dive onto both Matt Menard and Angelo Parker, but Top Flight gets ejected out. Angelo Parker has a microphone. Get off my fucking television, Angelo Parker! For the 3rd time I've said that! Get off my TV! 4 times now. He said Ring of Honor died because of garbage, flipping floppy wrestlers like Top Flight. Ring of Honor died because of budgeting problems. Matt Menard says that Claudio and Jake Hager will be a tag team called the Hat Trick, which is a fucking terrible tag team name. Get off my TV, Matt Menard! And these 2 need their fucking ass whooped. That was a terrible tag team name. Terrible. Ring of Honor Pure Championship match. Willie Uter vs. Dan Garcia. Willie Uter then came out and interrupted Matt Menard and Angelo Parker. Willie Uter came out for his match for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship against Daniel Garcia, the defending Ring of Honor Pure Champion. And as always, I must go over the rules for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. I know, you guys get bored of this shit. I know. I will give you all the Cliff Note version of the rules for this match. There are 3 rope breaks in this match. Each man have 3 rope breaks. If one man uses all of their rope breaks, or both men use all of their rope breaks, pinfalls and submissions are allowed inside or outside of the ropes. Which means, let's say if someone locks in a figure 4 leg lock, and you're right near the ropes, the referee cannot break the hold. The referee cannot pretty much, he can't end the match on a rope break. The match can end with you locked within the ropes. The match can end. So there you go. Pinfall submissions are allowed in or outside the ropes. Body shots and shots to the face, such as forearms or open hand slaps, are legal. Closed fists to the face are not legal. But 1 closed fist to the face equals a warning. 2 closed fists to the face is actually a disqualification. And the belt can change hands on a disqualification. The last time I reviewed a Pure Championship match was Death Before Dishonor. And they had the stipulation where whoever interfered in that match was going to get suspended or fired if they interfered in that match. And by the way, this match is also a 60-minute time limit match, and if the 60 minutes is up, there will be 3 judges to determine the winner of this match. Alright, your judges for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship match was Christopher Daniels, who's a Ring of Honor Grand Slam champion. Yes, Christopher Daniels won the World title, the World TV title, and the World Tag Team titles, which is an incredible thing for Christopher Daniels. So Christopher Daniels was on Ring of Honor. Great. Our next judge was BJ Whitmer, who was a former Ring of Honor Pure Champion. And the third judge was Jerry Lynn, who I mentioned back in a earlier AEW Dynamite review. Jerry Lynn was a judge, and he was a former Ring of Honor World Champion, and I mentioned back at Death Before Dishonor, he beat Nigel McGuinness to win the Ring of Honor World Championship. So there you go. That was our 3 judges for this match, and I will now go over the rest of this match. So they start off with so they immediately go out the gate. They're beating the fucking hell out of each other. So we go back and forth with forearms, and then Garcia throws a closed fist. Daniel Garcia threw a right hand with a closed fist. He got a warning from the referee. Willie Yuta fires back. He gets a closed fist of his own. He also gets a warning from the referee, who was Mike Posey for this match. And Garcia then gets thrown into the steel steps. And then Garcia does a couple of offensive moves. But then Yuta also gets thrown into the steel steps a couple of minutes later. Yuta then gets stepped into the steel turnbuckles, which was brutal by the steel turnbuckle holders. But Garcia counters, and then Garcia kicks Willie Yuta in the knee, and the throat of Willie Yuta gets dropped onto the turnbuckle, the steel turnbuckle holders to hold the turnbuckles. He got dropped right on that part of the ring, and his throat was hurting, obviously, his windpipe. So the story of this match is that Willie Yuta's windpipe was one of the main reasons why Daniel Garcia gets the advantage, and Willie Yuta has to fight insurmountable odds. There you go. Garcia then chokes out Yuta in the ropes, which count as a rope break for Willie Yuta. So Willie Yuta uses his first rope break of the match. Garcia then with a Romero stretch, surfboard stretch with Yuta on the ropes, which will count as another rope break because of the referee's count. And Willie Yuta didn't grab the ropes. The referee counted it as a rope break for Willie Yuta. So Willie Yuta is down to 1 rope break. Garcia then hits a cutter for a 2 count. Garcia with a cravat lock into a back kick. And then Willie Yuta gets back up. They slap the shit out of each other some more, as always. Yuta then gets chopped down by Daniel Garcia. Garcia then, I believe he... Hold on. Yeah, it was a face buster. Yeah, he hit a bulldog, and he hit a senton for a 2 count. Ian Riccaboni and Caprice Coleman was on commentary for this match, and they were for the rest of the show. Ian Riccaboni names the former Ring of Honor Pure Champions, from Samoa Joe to Jonathan Gresham to all sorts of people and stuff, and Willie Yuta as well. So he mentions Willie Yuta on commentary. Willie Yuta with an inverted atomic drop after a couple of minutes. Forearm in the corner. Garcia with another chop. Yes, I wish cops were there to fucking get Matt Menard and Angelo Parker off my fucking television. They were in 3 motherfucking segments. 3 segments. Garcia puts the Dragon Sleeper on Willie Yuta. But then Yuta breaks out, and Yuta uses his final rope break of the match. So Willie Yuta has no rope breaks, which means Daniel Garcia can submit Willie Yuta inside or outside the ropes, just not outside the ring. That's all. Yuta counters out with a pin for a 2 count, and then he hits a flying forearm off the top rope, and he kips up. Yuta goes for the high angle Olympic slam that he does, but Yuta, his throat got caught, and Daniel Garcia forearms him. Yuta then gets carved in the sharpshooter. Garcia then wrenches back on the sharpshooter, but Yuta turns it around into the crossface, Garcia goes for another sharpshooter, but Yuta counters again. Then both men with the open hand slaps again. Jesus fucking Christ, they were beating the hell out of each other in this match. This was a great technical match. Another running chop by Yuta, drop kick by Yuta, and then Garcia comes back with a drop kick after a second. Willie Yuta then hits a Fisherman Buster for a 2. With a Fisherman Buster with no pinfall, both men are down. They slap each other again on their knees. Garcia hits a cross chop, but Yuta comes back with a German, the high angle Olympic slam, but then Garcia kicks out. Yuta goes for a splash, but Garcia catches him. Then he has a pile driver. Then he puts on the sharpshooter, but Willie Yuta fights out. Garcia did not use the ropes, which would have counted as a rope break. Garcia goes for a pile driver on the apron. Yuta counters. Garcia lands on the apron, by the way, which was nasty. Garcia then flips the crowd off. He flips Willie Yuta off. Willie Yuta then hits a cross-legged tombstone pile driver, which I have never seen before, which was very unique. But Garcia kicks out at 2.5. And then Willie Yuta hits the hammer elbows, the Combat Club special. Willie Yuta knocks out Dan Garcia. Mike Posey he says that Darren Garcia cannot continue the match and he can't defend himself. Mike Posey made the right call. Willie Yuta wins back the Ring of Honor Pure Championship in a great match. These guys went 16 minutes. Great match. Rasslin 8, Logic 7. This match was fantastic. If you haven't, this may be the second best match of this entire show. Honestly. The main event was okay, but I'm a more technical based kind of guy. You know, like I like technical wrestling a lot, and I think technical wrestling needs to be a factor when it comes down to, you know, everything in wrestling. You know, not a lot of people do technical stuff. A lot of people either do strikes or either like they wrestle, like they grapple, but some people just do strikes, some people just do high flying stuff, and whatever the case may be, which is fine, you know, but it helps to have variety, and it also helps that you need to wrestle a normal style rather than a high flying style as well. There you go. All right, Willie Yuta, Dan Garcia, Rasslin 8, Logic a 7. Next match. Oh fuck, this match. Oh my god. In their rematch at Death Before Dishonor, 2 out of 3 falls, the rematch from that, the end of this incredible trilogy of tag team matches between these two teams, FTR versus the Briscoes 3 in a double dog collar match. This match was fantastic. I don't know how the hell this match topped their match at Death Before Dishonor, but somehow, some fucking way, FTR and the Briscoes had a classic, a fucking magnificent match. And it had blood in the match. It actually had blood. Death Before Dishonor didn't really have blood, except probably for Mark Briscoe bleeding somewhere on his head. But other than that, I don't count that as like a lot of blood. And by the way, this match had no time limit. So these guys could have wrestled for another hour. Really 2 hours. These guys could have wrestled all fucking night, as far as I'm concerned. And this was a double dog collar match. Now, for those of you who are unaware of what a dog collar match is, the way a dog collar match works in a singles capacity is two men in a singles match. 2 men are tied with collars around each of the chains. The chain keeps both competitors together. The referee ties a chain and a collar around their necks. And that is how the match goes. Dog collar matches are normally brutal, normally violent, which is cool. But in this tornado tag team match, because this was not a normal tag team match, why the fuck would it be anyway? For this tornado tag team match, 2 teams were tied together by 2 other chains, right? So let's say for this match, Cash Wheeler was tied to Mark Briscoe, right? There was a chain in between them to keep them together and not have the other guy go anywhere else, whatever. Dax Harwood is tied to Jay Briscoe, right? So there are 2 chains, and is tying both men together. And this was a very unique match. This was a hell of a gamble by Tony Khan. Hell of a gamble. And it paid off. Big time. Because FTR and the Briscoes, man, these guys can fight all night, man. These guys are incredible. So, first of all, the Briscoes comes out to a huge reaction. You thought their pop at Death Before Dishonor was good. Oh, they came out to a huge reaction. Crowd knew their music. The Briscoes are mad over. I swear to God, they are over as fuck in Ring of Honor. They are the OG Ring of Honor legends. If they're not in the Hall of Fame, I will be shocked. I will be fucking shocked. Anyway, FTR comes out to another big reaction. The crowd knew what was going on, and this Arlington, Texas crowd finally woke up. Thank you. And there you go. But Briscoes FTR, they have their double dog collar match. How the fuck can I even possibly review this match? How? It's better off if you go watch the match on pay-per-view, which is like, what, $40 or $50 or euros or something like that. Whatever the case may be. Go out and watch this match. You will not be disappointed, and you will love every single thing about this match. Because I know I did. And by the way, in the history of Ring of Honor, there has only been one dog collar match in Ring of Honor. One. CM Punk versus Raven in 2004. And CM Punk came out the winner in that match. And CM Punk, was pretty much made man in Ring of Honor. And then he went to WWE. Literally the next year after that. Well, not the next year. But, a couple of years after. Anyway. I'm going to give you all the Cliff Note version of this match because I don't think it should do any kind of... I don't think me reviewing the show, reviewing the match move for move, I don't think it's a service to anybody if I review the whole match in its entirety. Because this match went 40 plus minutes, like their Death Before Dishonor match. This match was fantastic. Best match on this entire show by leaps and fucking bounds. And most importantly, the right guys won. And the right result was made. Yes, these guys spilled buckets of blood in that ring and on the outside of the ring. They spilled buckets of blood. Buckets of blood. Jay Briscoe's face was crimson. It was a crimson mask, as Jim Ross would say. It was all the way. It was blood all over his face. Bright red. It was unbelievable. Mark Briscoe was bleeding on the left side of his eye. I'm serious. On the left side, Mark Briscoe's face covered in blood. Jesus Christ. I'm going to give you all the Cliff Note version of this match. Cash Willie uses the chain against Mark Briscoe. Harwood then throws a chair at Jay Briscoe to begin the match. This is 2 minutes into the match, by the way. I'm not making this up. Mark Briscoe is already bleeding because of Cash Wheeler attacking him. They beat the hell out of each other. Harwood chokes Jay Briscoe with the chain. Dax Harwood then hit a German and a back suplex to Jay Briscoe. Mark Briscoe charges Harwood. Jay Briscoe beating Harwood with the chain around the fist. And Dax Harwood starts bleeding. Jesus fucking Christ. By the way, we're like 5-10 minutes into the match. If you guys don't like blood, that's fine. But for this certain match, where it has led to a lot of respect, the thing about, I need everyone to realize this entire rivalry has been built off respect, right? Built off respect, honor, pride, and valor. That is what this rivalry has been built off of. And it ended in the right way, in the best way possible. Alright? So it is only fitting that these guys, had this match. And it had blood. It was the big payoff to the match. To this entire thing. Mark hits an elbow drop with the chain, which leads to a 2 count. Jay Briscoe beats up Harwood. Harwood comes back. Mark Briscoe pulls out a table and some chairs. Cash Wheeler tries to suplex him on the chair, but Mark counters. Dax Harwood then wraps his head around the chain his bald head around with the chain around his head. His diving headbutt off the middle rope to Jay, which was head first, which was awesome, by the way. Harwood throws rights to Jay Briscoe, and then it's the next, he hits like 3 straight right hands in a row. And then the fourth, the referee got in the way. Mike Posey gets knocked out. Mike Posey, non-factor in this match. And Mike Posey was bleeding buckets. Yes, Mike Posey was bleeding in this match. Which I said to myself, what the absolute fuck? Now, I'm not saying it was a bad thing, but that's insane. I've never seen a referee get busted up in a dog collar match. I've never seen that before. That was interesting, and that was cool. So anyway, Jay Briscoe comes back with the jabs. He hits a back suplex. Cash Wheeler with a back suplex on the apron to Mark Briscoe. Wheeler goes for a splash. Mark catches him. Mark hits him with right hands. Mark then goes on the top rope with Cash Wheeler. Cash Wheeler then gets up. By the way, Cash Wheeler was on a table. Cash Wheeler gets up off the table, of course, selling. Then he pulls Mark Briscoe with the chain. He yanks him off the top rope onto a pile of chairs on the outside of the ring. And I went, Jesus, God almighty. I thought Mark Briscoe's back was broken in half. That looked nasty. That looked gnarly. And the best part about it was, I wanted it to continue. I wanted this match to continue. I was like, there's no way Jay Briscoe, he's not going to pull this out. There's no way. That's what I was saying. By the way, Jay Briscoe hits the Jay Driller, which is a double arm pile driver. He hits it on the chain to Dax Harwood, which led to a 2 3/4 count. 2 3/4. And I went, oh my God. Like, Dax Harwood's been getting his ass whooped for literally half of this match. And now he kicks out of Jay Driller, bro. Man. Jaden hits Dax Harwood with a chair 3 times to the back. Cash Wheeler gets hit with a chair. Jay goes for another Jay Driller, but Harwood then low blows him, which is legal in this match. He power drives him on the chair, but Jay Briscoe somehow kicks out. Dax Harwood, by the way, pinned him with his knees on his shoulders, which was interesting, but Jay Briscoe kicked out anyway. Cash Wheeler then puts chairs in the ring for Dax Harwood. Harwood pokes him on the top rope, but then a low blow with the chain by Jay Briscoe. Jay with a fucking superplex off the top rope through the fucking chairs, which was brought into the ring by Cash Wheeler. And I said to myself, stop the goddamn match. Wheeler gets held back by Mark Briscoe, but Harwood kicks out anyway. Cash Wheeler tries to save Harwood as Jay is choking out Harwood. They try to do the NXT TakeOver Toronto spot where they hold each other's hands and stuff. But Dax Harwood passed out Paul Turner, who was the backup referee in the match. He calls for the bell. Dax Harwood got choked out with the chain. And Jay and Mark Briscoe, for the 13th time, win the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. And with a fantastic match, I had to give you all the short version of the entire match and everything in between. FTR loses the belts, so FTR can go back to AEW and feud with the fucking Gun Club, who were on my fucking TV. The Gun Club beat up FTR after the bell, and I said to myself, and by the way, I did scream this off the top of my lungs. The Gun Club, get the fuck off my television. I screamed that at the top of my lungs, and I was so pissed when they came out. I was so mad. And then the Briscoes come back, they hold off the Gun Club, of course they do. Show them, and they sportsmanship or whatever the case may be. They shake each other's hands, they hug, and fantastic match. How can I even? It's better if you go watch the match than me telling you what happened, honestly, because if you watch the match, everything will make sense. But anyway, FTR promised to beat up the Gun Club, and they will get them on AEW TV. Good. Certified banger match right here. I don't have to tell you if this match cannot be rated lower than it already is. This match, Rasslin gets a 10, Logic gets a 9. This match, Fantastic. Unbelievable match. And I feel bad for the two matches that had to follow that match because I understand the Briscoes could not be semi-main event. I would have been fine with them opening the show because we did not need Blake Christian and AR Fox opening the show against Rush and Dracolisto. We did not need them. Dralistico, whatever his name is. We did not need them to open the show. I like Blake Christian. I like AR Fox. I would have been fine with Blake Christian and AR Fox in a match all on their own. Why did Rush need to be on the show? Rush could have cut a promo. Rush could have fought for the world title on this show. But then again, that wouldn't make any sense either. But still. And Rush didn't need to be on this show. No disrespect to Rush. And Rush actually got suspended. Rush got suspended for attacking a referee, which was Stephon Smith. And I don't feel like Rush should be suspended for attacking Stephon fucking Smith because Stephon Smith sucks at his job. The opening match of this fucking show, he fucked up the finish of the match. He deserved to get his ass whooped. And I hope he continues to get his ass whooped. Fuck Stephon Smith. He sucks. And he was the referee for the next match on this show. Samoa Joe versus Juice Robinson for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. And if this guy calls me one more motherfucking time, I'm gonna lose it. Samoa Joe versus Juice Robinson for the TV Championship. And I feel bad for these two because they actually had to go after the Briscoes and FTR. I feel bad for them. But anyway, Juice Robinson comes out making this nice entrance. By the way, Juice Robinson joined the Bullet Club back in September. So if you're wondering why he comes out in the Rock Hard Club shirts, well, he's a part of the Bullet Club. Samoa Joe comes out, the crowd chants Joe, the Code of Honor happens. The Code of Honor, as always, as I mentioned earlier on, Code of Honor is a handshake that is encouraged before and after the bell, as always. Continental tie-up, chain wrestling with arm locks. Juice kicks Joe, but Joe has a forearm. Back and forth, jabs by Juice Robinson. Joe with his jabs, Juice comes back with a back suplex. Juice goes for a senton, but Joe catches him. He almost went for the coke in the clutch, but Juice gets to the ropes. We got a shot of Tony Deppen, a former Ring of Honor TV champion. So Tony Deppen, who was a part of the Ring of Honor Pure Title Tournament, he gets a spotlight here, which was nice. Joe then lifts up the ring mat on the outside of the ring. He goes for a suplex, but Juice sends Joe into the barricade after Joe went for a sleeper hold. Joe wakes up after a couple minutes. He hits a Uranagi. Joe with a tope suicida, then a flying forearm. Joe then sits Juice down on a chair, and he boots Juice into the barricade. Back into the ring with a 2 count. Joe with a neck wrench. Juice Robinson fights out, but Joe wrecks it with a back elbow for a 2 count. Caprice Coleman on commentary mentions that Joe's like a methodical juggernaut, which is a very nice analogy. Joe with a chin lock, then he hits a chop and a headbutt and a big boot. So both men trade jabs after a couple minutes. Joe with an inverted atomic drop, another big boot, and a big senton for a 2.5 count near fall. More jabs. Juice Robinson with a spine buster. More jabs and chops by Juice in the corner. Juice hits a beautiful cannonball senton, which I think was the best thing he's done. I feel like Juice Robinson did not do a lot in this match. I feel like he was there just to have a match with Samoa Joe. And, I mean, they had a decent match. It's not like the match sucked, but it's just the fact that, Juice Robinson didn't get a lot of offense in this match, which is a shame. But who am I? He has a crossbody on Joe for a near fall. Juice went for a powerbomb of some sort, but Joe powerbombs him. He stacks him for a 2 count. Joe counters into an STF, and then into a crossface, but Juice Robinson gets to the bottom rope. Joe puts Juice on the top rope. He goes for the muscle buster, but Juice Robinson rolls through. Sunset flip for a 2 count. Juice Robinson then comes back with a roll through super kick for another 2 count. Juice Robinson goes up to the top rope, but Joe catches Juice. He hits the muscle buster for real this time. 1, 2, 3. Samoa Joe retains. And I thought this match was decent, but I feel like this match really should have been like a little bit more higher on this show. I don't know. I understand it was to calm the crowd down. I get that, but it is what it is. Samoa Joe deserved the spotlight. It's not like he didn't deserve to be in the semi-main event, but I mean, I feel like this match should have been a little bit more higher on it. Anyway, this match, Rasslin 6, Logic 4. Juice Robinson didn't get a lot of offense in this match anyway. except the end of the match. He didn't really get a lot of offense. All he did was try to avoid Samoa Joe. All he doing was just punching him. So, yeah, that was that. Main event time. The Ocho, Chris Jericho, the now former Ring of Honor World Champion, defends the Ring of Honor World Championship against Claudio Castagnoli. The challenger, if Claudio loses, he will be forced to join the Jericho Appreciation Society as a part of their stipulation that was made on fucking Rampage, which was unnecessary. Claudio comes out to a big reaction. Ian Riccaboni on commentary points out that Claudio Castagnoli has fought Kenny Omega at Final Battle, which I need to find myself. I need to look that up because that sounds like a fucking fantastic match in today's wrestling. Jericho then comes out. No Jericho Appreciation Society. No Sammy Guevara. No Matt Menard. No Angelo Parker. No fucking piece of shit Jake Hager. Just Chris Jericho. Ian Riccaboni points out that the world champion is 12-5 at Final Battle. Keep that in mind. And your referee for this match was Paul Turner, who refereed 5 matches on this show. 5 on this show. Ridiculous. Paul Turner sucks. So the match begins with no Cone of Honor as always. Jericho actually runs after Ian Riccaboni on commentary, but Claudio uppercuts the shit out of him. And then Jericho gets rammed to the barricade, into the steel steps. Claudio with a crossbody into the hammer elbows. Claudio with another uppercut, and the uppercut express begins, but is stopped by Jericho after 3. Jericho goes for another code breaker, which he has countered. Jericho goes for the walls, countered again. Judas effect, countered again. Claudio hits a gotch neutralizer for a 2 count. Claudio press slams Jericho into the ropes and then hits a big boot. Claudio goes for a senton off the apron, but Jericho moves out the way, and Claudio lands back first on the outside. And the story of this match is pretty much the back of Claudio getting worked up. Jericho hits a back suplex and then hits high knees to the face. Claudio then hits the Swiss Death uppercut, which is his lifting uppercut, but Jericho kicks out anyway. Claudio with the elbows, but his back gives way. Claudio goes for the Ricola bomb, but his back again fucks up. Jericho clothesline Claudio into the corner multiple times. He goes for a Hurricane Rana off the top rope, but Claudio catches him, lifts him up, but Jericho counters into a Hurricane Rana, which was a great spot, which leads to a 2 count. Jericho with an uppercut, but Claudio comes back. Jericho goes for a code breaker, but Claudio catches him. He went for a Boston Crab, countered again by Jericho. Jericho goes for his drop kick, but another uppercut by Claudio. A suplex off the apron to the outside by Chris Jericho to Claudio on the outside. Forearms by Jericho, but Claudio with a boot. Jericho comes back with a boot of his own, and then double clotheslines to each other, and they're both down. They chop each other. Claudio with uppercuts. Claudio tries to swing, but Jericho once again rolls through into the walls of Jericho, and Claudio gets to the bottom rope. Jericho then flicks off the crowd after the walls of Jericho, but Claudio gets back up with another uppercut. And then Matt Menard and Angelo Parker came out. Get off my fucking television, Matt Menard and Angelo Parker. If I say you two one more time, I'm going to hurt both of you. Get off my TV. Jesus Christ. Jericho hits Claudio with the black baseball bat, but Claudio kicks out at 2.5 with a false finish. Paul Turner, who refereed his match, Paul Turner did the best thing he ever did on this entire show, really in his entire career. He ejected Angelo Parker and Matt Menard off my fucking television. He ejected them both expeditiously. Gone. Get them the fuck out of this arena. Good. Paul Turner did the right thing. That was the best thing he did on this entire show. Jericho then hits a code breaker for a 2 count. Claudio then sends Jericho into the giant swing. Claudio swinging Jericho. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, and then Chris Jericho taps out in the giant swing. Remember, the submission is the swing. Claudio's swing is really a submission. And Chris Jericho says that I'm tired, that Claudio, I can't take any more. I tap out, I submit to you. And Chris Jericho tapped out in the swing, which I've never really seen Claudio win with the swing anyway. And this was a very nice touch. Claudio wins back the Ring of Honor World Championship that he should have not lost anyway. He should have not lost the fucking belt. at all after Death Before Dishonor. He should have not lost the belt, which was the dumbest fucking decision Tony Khan has made probably all year. Except probably having Jade Cargill and Bow Wow in a fucking angle on my fucking television! Get the shit out of here! The fuck? Sorry about that. Claudio and Willie Yuta celebrate to end the show. Claudio is back on top again. I'll give Rasslin 7.5 and Logic a 5. I thought this match was a good match, but it's not better than the Briscoes at FTR, nor Daniel Garcia versus Willie Yuta for the pure title. And that is Ring of Honor Final Battle 2022. Another fantastic show. Another great Ring of Honor show. I'm sure most of you are enjoying these Ring of Honor reviews from me as always. I'd like to thank all of you for listening to this incredible Final Battle 2022 pay-per-view review. I'd like to thank all of you for listening to everything concerning Rasslin and Logic Extra and all the other extras and all the other episodes that has came out within Season 2. I wish, by the way, this was a 3-hour pay-per-view. So this was easier to digest. I'm not going to talk about the other pay-per-view that happened, which was NXT Deadline, because I was not necessarily interested and I didn't watch it. So it was better if I reviewed real wrestling this time and Ring of Honor Final Battle 2022. But anyway, everybody, we'll see you all for Winter is Coming, which will be on this Friday. Look out for that. That is the season finale of Rasslin and Logic. And me and Kaba will be on that show with a potential surprise in store. And also, there will be no more roundups for within Season 2. We will be back for Rasslin and Logic probably in the new year. We'll probably review either... it's up to Cabo. It's up to him. Obviously, he is the main host of the show. But we will be back for Winter is Coming. And after the new year starts, we will review probably both editions of New Year's Smash and probably the Royal Rumble. It depends on what Cabo wants to do for Season 3 of Rasslin and Logic. But until then, I'm Ben Charles. Thank you all so much for enjoying the Rasslin and Logic Extras and the Ring of Honor side reviews that we do here on Rasslin and Logic Extra. But until then, until Winter is Coming, and until the end of Season 2, I'm Ben Charles. So long, everybody.